Okay, great. Now you have some boxes. Let's go and draw some objects. Well, this might be okay to draw. This eraser, it's in a rectangle shaped cardboard something or other. So I'm gonna have to put it out in front of me here so you're not gonna be able to see it. Apologize for that, but okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. Sometimes I draw a horizon line or something to represent the top of the table, and that helps sort of balance out my eye. That I'm going to look for on this eraser. I have this edge forward right now. I see this line here, and I see this line and then this line. So all of the white and the writing here. I don't see the bottom, obviously, and I don't really see much of the backside. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that front corner of the eraser. My actual eraser looks pretty beat up. It's been used quite a bit. It's going to be better if I just start with more straight lines and not worry about how much it's been beat up. Tricky part about drawing is I tend to move our heads around or our eyes around. They dart around, and so I'm looking really closely at that line, noticing I didn't have it right. So notice that this edge, here's the top of the eraser, and here's the bottom edge, that this and this have to be parallel, as if they were going back to some vanishing point back into the distance. And go ahead and connect that up. All right, so then I have the side of the cardboard box that contains the eraser. When I set my eraser down, it's not straight, it's going kind of back like that. And so I'm spending some time trying to find that line, the direction of that line, and then this one has to match it. So I don't have to look at the eraser at this point. I just make sure that those are the same, and then I'll just let it go for a minute here. Then decide how long I'm going to be here, and drop that line straight down on the edge of the paper. So this dot needs to go here, and I want to make sure I don't get it too long or kind of out of proportion. So that angle, hey, that was kind of a nifty trick. Too bad I don't have another pencil nearby. I could have maybe just traced right over that top of that and use that kind of as a ruler. I feel like that's off a little bit, but it's not too bad. And then this one would have to match that one. So erasers, my drawing's slightly larger than life size, so that's throwing me off just a little bit. But I'm going to go with it. This is a little exercise in practicing and seeing an object in front of me, drawing that box. And once I have this, you remember when you looked at the eraser, it is kind of beat up on the edges. I have some dark blue with some white, and then I have the white part of the eraser that's been used quite a bit. So I can go to this edge that's kind of been beat up and look closely at the edge of my box and look for where the light's shining and where the shadow is. And then I could play around with that a little bit. In my studio here, the shadow is being cast from this box, this eraser, this way here, and that will help give it some lifelike quality too. So I'm going to just throw this in here. Using this finger kind of as a bumper, I can go kind of quickly. There's a little bit of a cast shadow behind. Oops, that's going to actually be part of the eraser right there. Okay, so then you've got that. The eraser's been used and mangled, kind of. But I see that the eraser used to have a 90-degree edge, and right now it doesn't. But this part here flat. It's flat as the box. It just comes out of that little paper box there. Now if you want to put the writing in, you've got this pencil and some writing there. You could definitely do that. So you want to give yourself an outline first. Pencil might have been kind of an easy one there. Still, all the angles and things are going to still stay the same. I could have taken some time to find the exact middle from the here to here. I could have found the exact middle and brought that down. I'm just going to be a little sketchy here. So inside this box would be the writing, which I'm not going to do right now. And then this whole side of the box is blue. And it has the Statler symbol here. And then if I had wanted to actually write out the Statler name, I know that I could fit it inside of here. And so just use your writing skills to be able to fit that in, and then also to get it perspectively correct. Yeah. And then this part would all be, I could color all this in blue. And now you're saying, oh, Cindy, that's not blue. You as an artist are seeing things in color, but we train our eye to see things in values, things with dark and light. So I could have said, I'm coloring this in a certain value of gray. And my students that have worked with me, we do a value scale, which I believe I had in one of my earlier Art Bite lessons. We'll come back to that again another time, but they know the simple value scale between 1 and 6, 1 being the lightest white and 6 being as dark as your pencil can go. And then we can look at something like this blue, squint at it, and decide which value it is. And I'd say it's probably a 6, 5.5, something like that, since it's not all the way black. And the nice thing about being able to find the values by squinting down and labeling it, say this is a 5.5, then I know the shadow is not as dark. The shadow that's being cast onto the surface, the table, is not as dark. So I might label the shadow a 3. Well, some of you don't need that. You just intuitively do that. Others of us, we need to label things and be able to communicate those things either with ourselves or with the teacher. So I find labeling value scale helpful in the classroom. All right, so we drew some boxes today. So look around your room or kitchen, find a box of some sort. Small, large, doesn't matter. The most important thing is to find something that you want to draw and then just start working on it. And these little exercises, being able to draw circles and squares and make them into objects. And then today, of course, you're working with perspective, being able to show that things would actually go back into space. Really a lot of fun, and I'd love to see your artwork. So go ahead and you can message me right on this page. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.